Jason Jackson defends his Bellator welterweight title for the first time against Ramazan Karamagomedov. Before that, the hottest prospect in global MMA, Paul Big News Hughes, makes his Bellator debut. Coming to you live from Dublin's 3 Arena, this is the Bellator Champions Series.
Don't we all love the beautiful Emerald Isle, a most passionate sporting nation, and the sparkling city of Dublin? It's been a favourite venue for Bellator, our 11th show in 8 years here at the superb and atmospheric 3 Arena, the finishing touches ahead of what should be a terrific fight night. And we're all collecting on the eve of battle. We've got 12 fights on Saturday. It's a stacked show, top to bottom. 2 compelling main events as the fabulous Jason Jackson tackles the undefeated Ramazan Karamagomedov, an Ireland's most sought-after signature in the sport, who recently signed a huge deal with the Professional Fighters League, Paul Hughes. And he's in with a highly experienced American, Bobby King. Hello and a very warm welcome along. I can't wait. I know these two. They're the experts. Dan Hardy, the Outlaw. A pleasure to see you.
Always a pleasure to see you, especially on an MMA show. Welcome to the industry, my friend.
Fantastic. Looking forward to learning a great deal. Jimmy Smith, you're back as well.
Great to be back, not just with my man Dan Hardy, not just here in Bellator, but here in Dublin. The fans are always amazing. In this card, a storyline to every fight. Really outstanding.
You love it here, don't you?
I absolutely love it. I'm incredibly excited. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's get it done. Let's get it going.
Okay.
I cannot wait.
Paul Hughes is the big attraction, the big ticket in town. Dan Hardy, you must have played a little part in getting him on board.
You know, we had a few driving factors to make sure we got Paul Hughes. I was watching this kid all the way through his earlier career, the fans that he was able to generate, the noise in these arenas. It's going to be a very, very special night tomorrow night when he makes his Bellator debut. A lot of people were watching Paul Hughes to see where he would end up, what big promotion would score that signature. And of course, Bellator Professional Fighters League, we got that signature.
Yeah, Jimmy, you've known him for a long time. Why do you think this might be the time for him?
Oh, that's the question, right? Not just the physical side. You know, Dan can tell you that all day. We know what he brings. It's about the mental side. We have seen a lot of great prospects stumble at not the finish line, but the starting line. The big event gets inside the head. I want to see the mental side to make sure he's ready.
The psychological, yes, that side of it. And we've also got a special man joining us as well on the talent roster tomorrow night. Yes, it's Peter Queally, and we love a walk-on, don't we? Emotive.
Oh, man. You know, every time Peter Queally walks to the cage, the music's playing, the fans are on their feet singing at the top of the voice. He's one of those fighters that just was able to generate so much euphoria, excitement. I mean, they call him the showstopper. I would say the show doesn't start until Peter Queally makes his walk to the cage. And, you know, anybody that's been present, been calling his fights, you know, you just know this guy's a special person to have in the arena, and we had to bring him in as part of the broadcast crew tomorrow.
Look at those fans.
Well, hopefully he doesn't bring the energy he brought in a fight, because it was always got the place rocking. Hopefully he can settle down on the broadcast, but a great MMA mind, great fighter.
Let's have a look at the Bellator World Champions, because, of course, top of the bill tonight is one of them. Great names on there. We'll focus on the welterweight, Jason Jackson. You like him?
If this were a pound-for-pound list, you'd have to put him near the top. Why? He has all the physical skills. He has fought the best in Bellator, and we say he's tight. He's technical. He doesn't allow his opponent a way in. Also, some fighters become champion, and it's like they've climbed the mountain. They're looking for motivation. They don't know what to do next. This is a guy who got better as champion. We saw it against Boy Cooper. Every time he steps into a cage, Dan, he says, this is my cage. This is my house.
You're absolutely right. It's almost like the confidence of becoming a world champion has validated the skills that he's had all the way through his career. Now, this guy, a long-range striker, long-range punches, keeping people on the outside, using that fast footwork to really make people work very hard to get close to him. and we always underestimate his wrestling.
Is he
Always.
very good in every area?
He is excellent in every area. His ability to keep opponents on the outside, just like Dan said, that's where he's at his best. And
I
look,
love that.
brimming with confidence. He's happy. He's thrilled to be here. He doesn't have what I call the happy to be here, so he's just showing up. He's thrilled to put on a show for the Irish fans.
He's got the big smile, but he's in with the undefeated, dangerous man with no real smile as well. He's just straight down to business, isn't he? Ramazan Kuramagomedov, is that right?
That's very, very good. Yeah, Kuramagomedov, a terrifying individual, undefeated, 12 fights into his career, and we know how good his wrestling is because we not only see it on display, but we also see him using those flying knees, the dangerous techniques that might get you taken down. But I dare you to try and take Kuramagomedov down. You put him on the floor, Jimmy, and he's all over people.
Yeah, but also, it's not as though you have an advantage standing up. He has great stand-up skills. He has an unorthodox stance, stands very, very tall, likes a lot of rear kicks. So it's that surprising offense on the feet that takes you by surprise. That's what Jackson's got to look out for.
That's the big step up and the big test. What a card, what a night. Let's have a look at the main card. We've talked about the co-events. Sinead Kavanagh against Arlene Blencow. That's a rematch there. Don't miss that. The unbeaten Norbert Novenyi and Dara Kelly as well. Undefeated and an excellent lightweight there. That's the main card. Early card kicking off from 5 o'clock local time Saturday. Take your seats early. You don't want to miss any of this. Kasim Kazimov, Mateus Matos. That's for the #1 contender for the bantamweight title. Nathan Kelly, also like Shinobu Ota. Look out for that one. And Nate Kelly, Paul Nolan, the amateur showcase. It is stacked. It is packed. Let's get straight over to Michael C. Williams.
Welcome everyone to Bellator Champions Series Dublin, presented by Professional Fighters League. Here inside 3 Arena tomorrow night, 12 incredible fights scheduled, featuring welterweight gold in the night's main event. We'll have fighters here on the scale just momentarily, but to make sure we are set and ready here on the stage, we will first welcome Mr. Dan Hardy.
So the first one, amateur flyweights, Nate the Great Kelly in with Paul Nolan. Kelly, a 15-time British national kickboxing champion. Nolan, an 8-time MMA veteran. What a way to start.
And to lead us off here at the weigh-ins and tomorrow night here inside 3 Arena, we'll start with amateurs in the flyweight division. They'll set for three 3-minute rounds. We'll introduce first the blue corner. To the scale, would you please welcome from Kilkenny, Ireland, Paul Gimli Nolan.
Before we even get into this amateur showcase, I gotta show my age here. There was no amateur system when I started. Your debut was your pro debut.
You were straight in.
Right. What these guys have to deal with is making an amateur fight
On the
a
scale,
professional
weight,
stage.
125 pounds even.
125, Paul Nolan.
You know about this weight class, I gotta be ready to do everything. Very
And
fast,
now
very
his
versatile.
opponent fighting out of the red corner. He fights out of Dublin, Ireland. Please welcome Nate the Great Kelly.
Big support for him, for Kelly.
Quick to the scale, official weight, 126 pounds even.
Ripped and bang on, 126.
This is a guy who has taken his kickboxing skills and merged them effortlessly into his MMA. Also, he loves to talk. Nate Kelly loves to get inside his opponent's head. You see that death stare there.
Great
Not a great lip
conversation.
reader, but it's nothing nice. I'm telling you right now.
And Dan splits them up. They're ready. And these are the amateurs. Wow, can't wait for that one. Women's featherweights. The Shell, the Wild One, Montague. In with Carolina Sobek. Michelle Montague, 4-0. All wins by submission. One to really watch out for.
And we go now to the featherweight division. Set for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing to the scale first, out of the blue corner from Albigova, Poland. Please welcome Kalina Sobek.
You talk about the submission game here. Sobek wins by submission as well, but it's by scarf hold arm lock. Now,
Tell me about that.
That's really rare. It's a judo position where you're sitting out and you isolate the shoulder. It's funky,
Official
it's
weight,
rare, and she's great at it.
145.9 pounds.
145.9.
Her opponent now fighting out of the red corner from Mata, New Zealand, Michelle, the Wild One, Montague.
You only have to say New Zealand to know it's City Kickboxing. Great team, ton of champions. Israel Adesanya out of that camp.
Undefeated.
Official weight, 143.7 pounds.
143.7. The women's featherweights, and the respect there.
And a lot of times at this weight class, one's a lot bigger. These ladies physically similar and very ready to go.
Love that mix of intensity, but all smiles. It is business. Michelle and Carolina, they're second up. Third, Shinobu Ota from Japan is 4 stoppages. In with Roger Blanque from Barcelona.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good pronunciation on that one.
We gave it a go.
And now we're into the bantamweight division. Again, set for 3 5-minute rounds. We'll introduce first the blue corner, fighting out of Barcelona, Spain. Please welcome Roger Irishman Blanque.
He's a veteran of Combate. It's a Latin promotion. They go to war in that promotion. Very, very aggressive, great finisher.
Heavily tattooed, ready for battle.
On the scale, official weight, 132.9 pounds.
32.9 bantamweight, Roger Blanque.
And now his opponent. He'll fight out of the red corner from Tokyo, Japan, Shinobu Ota.
Ota, part of this new wave of Japanese fighters. They used to own these lighter weight classes. 20 years ago, they were the best, looking to resurge in the last couple of years.
Official weight, 135.6 pounds.
6 and 3, 4 knockouts. Bellator debut for Shinobu Ota. As Jimmy said, a resurgence, and there, more respect and the eyeballs.
No surprise, both these guys physically look really ready to go.
Great stuff. And on we go. It's fast and furious on Bellator. It's Sarbajan Hamidov against Marceli Dorin, is how he wants to be called. Marceli Alves from Brazil. Hamidov from Tajikistan.
And now we'll stay right here in the bantamweight division, again set for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing our first fighter. He hails from Bauru, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Please welcome Marceli Dorin.
Little intro into calling MMA. A lot of Brazilians, they go by their nickname. Dorin means tough guy. That's exactly similar to Dorinho.
Official
Dorinho
weight,
Barnes, but tough guy. That's his nickname. He lives up to it.
Got 10 knockouts, Dorin.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner from Dushanbe, Tajikistan. This is Sarbajan Mogley Hamidov.
That record, perfect, 15-0.
What I like too is the mix, right? KOs, subs, decisions. He's won every single way. He's not KO heavy. He can go the distance.
Weight 136.
136. Dorin 135.1. Here's the face-to-face with Dan in the background.
Two fighters I'm really looking forward to throwing down at 135. This is going to be a great fight.
From the bantamweights, we go into the featherweight division. And it's Hassan Magomed Sharipov from Russia. He's undefeated, 9-0, in with the state's Tyler Matheson, who's won his last 4 of 5 by KO, so he's dangerous.
And we'll go now to the featherweight division. 3 rounds scheduled. Your first fighter by way of St. Cloud, Minnesota. He's fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. This is Tyler Matheson.
You brushed on it. Incredible power, stocky,
Official
strong,
weight,
good inside fighter.
146 pounds.
146, featherweight.
And now his opponent out of Makhachkala, Dagestan, Russia, Hassan Magomed Sharipov.
The center of the MMA universe right now. Dagestan undefeated, 9-0. Gym wars, legendary skills off the chart for this guy. And you see the height and size advantage.
Huge height there. 145.8 for Magomed Sharipov. Unbeaten in 9. On we go, and it's Nathan Kelly, the fighting pride of the North Side. From here in Dublin, in with Jose Sanchez. From Spain, at featherweight.
And next up, it'll be featherweight, set for a contracted weight fight at 148 pounds, as we introduce the blue corner first from Lanzarote, Canary Islands in Spain. This is Jose Sanchez.
At one point, this guy won 11 in a row, and you see how he finishes. It's typically on the ground. He gets on top, very, very dangerous.
33 now. Can he recapture that form?
148.8
and
pounds.
that's over. 148.8.
Late replacement, late notice fight. Shred as much as he could, but 3 pounds over. See how that affects him in the fight.
And now to make his way to the scale, fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, this is the fighting pride of the North Side, Nathan Kelly.
Many of his victories inside the first round. Don't blink with this guy, Nathan Kelly.
145 pounds.
So he's bang inside, he's fine.
145 on the dot. A lot of times fighters miss weight. They have the weight advantage. They end up looking a little better. See if Kelly can overcome that. SBG trained.
Why do some of them size up like that? Look at Sanchez, the way he's standing.
He is just letting him know physically that he's ready to go. 3 pounds is a lot. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, looks big, doesn't he? Really big.
That 3 pounds is not fat.
No fat on any of these guys. Let's move straight on. And here in Dublin, into the bantamweight division. It's the contender fight, remember. Kasim Kazimov and Mateusz Matus for a place to fight for a world title. So much on the line.
And now, to conclude the early card tomorrow night here at 3 Arena, we'll go to a #1 contender fight in the bantamweight division. Introducing the fighter first out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. This is Mateusz Adamas Matos.
See that finishing ability. 12 finishes in 14 wins. I like the mix. Very, very explosive and incredibly versatile. He's going to need that.
And now his opponent, fighting out of Makhachkala, Dagestan, Russia, Kasumov.
Once again, Dagestani.
His official weight, 135.9 pounds.
What does that mean? Crazy chop pressure. Can he counter the submission game of the Brazilian?
It's the fight for the right, isn't it, this one?
Winner gets patchy mix, which is like winning a ticket to a wood chipper. But
Here we go. Here we go. Kazimov and Matus. Head to head, eyeball to eyeball.
But I like that. Neither guy backing down.
Yeah, needle. So much at stake. Who's going to go through? Fascinating one. Into the lightweight division. It's Dublin's own Dara Kelly. He's undefeated in 5. The Mobile Mauler, 26 years of age, in with Mathias Poiron from Ampuis in France. 7-1. That's the start of the main card, and what a match.
And tomorrow night's main card will kick off right here in the lightweight division. Set for 3 5-minute rounds. To the scale, we'll introduce the blue corner first from Ombre, France. Please welcome Matthias Poiron.
This is going to be an interesting clash. Why? Poiron, hey, your French is better than mine. Great ground and pound, believes in his
Official weight,
knockout power. His
155.1
opponent believes in his
pounds.
submission game. The ground battle here is going to be very interesting.
155.1 for Poiron.
And now, fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, by way of Mobile, County Donegal. This is the Mobile Mauler, Dara Kelly.
What do you like about him, about Kelly?
I like he has
Kelly's
space in his
official weight,
jiu-jitsu in a lot of different positions.
155.7.
Deep half guard, a lot of stuff you don't see in MMA. My question is, will that cost him against a great ground and pounder? Because that's what he's facing.
Dara Kelly. Matthias Poiron at lightweight.
French MMA really gone up in the last few years.
Has it?
And yeah, it used to be a walkover when you fought a French guy. Not anymore.
That's the first in the main card. The second in the middleweight division. It's the magic Norbert Novieni from Hungary. The famous father as well. Against Dalton Rosta. Rosta from the States. The 24-year-old Novieni undefeated 7-0.
And now, middleweight set to take the stage. They are scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds as we introduce first the fighter out of Newcastle, Pennsylvania, by way of Coconut Creek, Florida, Dalton Hercules Rasta.
You'll see where the name comes from. When you ask me about this kid, he is a physical specimen.
Look at the legs.
185.
Gigantic. He's so strong at 185 pounds. Has to learn to pull the trigger a bit more. I wonder if he'll do that against a very unorthodox opponent in this fight.
His opponent, originally from Budapest, Hungary, fighting out of London, England. This is the undefeated Magic Norbert Novieni Jr.
Budapest and London. Novieni.
And his official weight, 185.8.
A real contrast in styles. Novieni is creative. He's unorthodox. A lot of karate angles. Very hard to adapt to. Dalton Rosta, bigger, but much more orthodox in his approach.
Rosta 8-1. Good fight, this. See what it means to the pair of them. Hercules on the right. Wow. Wow.
WWE build. That's what this guy has.
That's extraordinary. Women's featherweights next, and it's a rematch. She's really popular. Sinead Kavanagh, former boxer, of course, and 12-time Bellator veteran in with Arlene Blencow, who beat her by split decision last time. What happens tomorrow night?
And now we feature a rematch in the making since 2017. To do it, we'll go to the featherweight division and introduce to the scale first the fighter out of Penrith, New South Wales, Australia, Arlene, the Aussie girl, Angerfist Blencow.
Two nicknames. She's got to be good.
145.4. And Anger Fist fits her. It's her punching power that lets her win fights, but doesn't always pull the trigger enough. Will she do that in this fight?
Fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, this is Sinead Kavanagh.
I remember as a boxer, she's made a great transition.
Official weight 146 pounds.
Powerful puncher, but she tends to wade in, kind of plot into striking exchanges. Is her head movement there? Is her footwork there? Is her defense there? That's the question.
They know each other well. Close last time.
A lot of respect, but they are going to throw down once that bell rings. That's how these ladies are.
I think Dan likes this fight. Quality. Third from the top. We move on to the 11th fight. It's our co-main event. The man we've been talking about, all the attention on him. Big news. It's Paul Hughes, 11-1. But he's in terrific form and in Bellator against Bobby King. Tough veteran from America. Let's see.
And now for the night's co-main event in the lightweight division, set for 3 5-minute rounds. We introduce first the fighter out of Layton, Utah, by way of Lahaina, Maui, Hawaii, USA, Bobby King.
All you need to know about Hawaiian fighters, they come to
Official
bring
weight,
it.
156 pounds.
Got a lot of fan support for his opponent. Fans don't win fights, and he has to know that as a veteran of the sport, Bobby King.
And now, the fighter out of Lave, County Derry, fighting out of Belfast, making his Bellator debut. Please welcome Ireland's very own Paul Big News Hughes.
We've been around 7 years, but this could be the real start for Paul Hughes.
155.7.
It's a fine line. You want to impress, you want to make a statement, but it's just another fight. Don't make it bigger in your mind tonight.
But it's big for us.
It's huge for us. It's huge for the fans. But for the fighter, you got to just make it another fight. Stick to what you're great at, and he's great at a lot of things.
Paul Hughes and Bobby King.
That's how they mentally respond to pressure, both of them.
That's going to get a word with him.
All right. Can you all hear me? All right. Just a quick question for each of these fighters. Bobby, of course, hometown advantage for this fighter here, but you're the one with the experience. You're the one with the Bellator experience. What's the message to Paul coming into this one, making his Bellator debut?
Man, I'm stoked to fight you, bro. You're awesome, dude. Thank you for being respectful. Wolves Ninja.
And Paul, big moment for you. Lots of expectations. Is Big News the new nickname? I keep hearing it being thrown around. The big news is that you've signed here and we're going to see you in the PFL Bellator cage.
Well, look, you don't choose your nicknames, they get chosen for you, and this one's fairly stuck, but tomorrow night's definitely going to be some big news. You know, as I've said throughout the whole prep, I always call for knockouts, I always say, but Bobby is a very, very tough, durable guy. If I can get him out of there in the 3 rounds, which is my aim, I will be very happy.
Good luck, both of you. Good luck tomorrow.
Super respect between the pair. Really good to hear. Paul Hughes there. Big news, yes, but he's got to get it done. All the talk also about this one. The main event, of course. It's Jason Jackson in with Ramazan Kuramagomedov. Undefeated in 12. The acid test for Ramazan.
And now for the main event of the evening here in Dublin. 5 5-minute rounds or less for the Bellator Welterweight World Championship. Introducing to the scale first, we welcome the undefeated challenger out of Makhachkala, Dagestan, Russia, Ramazan Kuramagomedov.
First time I saw this fighter
Official
in
weight
Bellator,
169.8.
I went, this is somebody special. This is someone to be fighting for a title. He has all the skills. He is frightening, and he believes he can win. That's
And
important.
now, the champion, originally from Spanish Town, Jamaica, fighting out of Deerfield Beach, Florida, USA. This is the ass-kicking machine, the defending welterweight world champion, Jason Jackson.
The ass-kicking machine.
169.
Jason Jackson.
For the champion.
And he seems to be getting better and better.
He's grown up as a fighter under the Bellator lights. That's why he is so confident. He's looked better every single time. He's looking to look even better tomorrow night. He's going to need it.
The golden belt, that welterweight. Ramazan, who's been doing MMA since he was 15 and dedicated his life to this moment. But Jason Jackson, superb at 33. No signs of slowing down. Let's get to Dan for a chat with him.
Ramzan, a question for you, my friend. You're the challenger, undefeated. What's your message to the champion?
I respect him, but tomorrow night I will take this belt.
Good luck, my friend. We're looking forward to it. Champ, you made it. You're here. Belts on the shoulder, weights made. Message to the challenger.
Nobody take this off my shoulder. I worked too hard and I traveled too long to get here. He gonna have to kill me.
Good luck, my friend.
If you're wondering, does the champ still have a chip on his shoulder? Look at this weigh-in. Didn't take his eyes off Kuramagomedov. Very focused.
Jamaican based in Florida. You know that well. Bellator Champions Series doesn't stop. Back end of the summer, September 7th, San Diego. A week later, we're in London. Fabian Edwards will be here tomorrow. Johnny Eblen. Can't wait for that. October 12th in Chicago. Then back into Europe for November 16th. It's Paris, the capital of France. We're in the capital of Ireland here. The Champions Series finale. We're not sure about it. I asked Dan about it earlier. Couldn't get a date, but we will soon. The 3 Arena. This is the place where memories are made. It's brilliant to have Bellator back in Dublin.
The Bellator Champions Series is sweeping across Europe, and now the promotion has returned to its unofficial home away from home.
Dublin! What, Dublin? Yes!
Bellator first came to Ireland's capital city back in 2016 and has never looked back.
Nice to see you, Dublin, Ireland! We have arrived!
Putting on 10 events over the past 8 years and showing no signs of slowing down. But from the streets to the seats, no city, venue or fan base has been more loyal and electric than Dublin.
The best crowd in the world!
The consistently sold out 3 Arena, party-like atmosphere and the fighting spirit of the Irish people
A pure Irish heart, a fighting heart, that's what I have!
has hands down made Dublin Bellator's most happening destination. Even the biggest names have travelled far and wide to fight here.
You need to fight here! Woo, it's amazing!
Where belts have been won, legends have been retired, and superstars have been born.
Star quality from the King of Dublin!
And now, with the welterweight belt on the line and a hometown favourite fighting for a title shot of her own, the 3 Arena is once again locked and loaded for another legendary night of fights. More proof that Bellator in Dublin is simply so good.
Locked and loaded. I absolutely love it. I was here for Katie Taylor back in November. We saw Conor McGregor in there, the inspiration. There's something about Dublin and this arena, Dan. You love it.
There really is something special. I was here for some of those events as well, but when Paul Hughes walks out tomorrow night, it's going to be something different. And I can see Jimmy Smith's eyes right now. He wants to talk to me about Jason Jackson.
Dude, I have a question for you. I could feel that from here. The chip on his shoulder, we mentioned that on air. It's like he's angry, he's upset. He feels overlooked in this fight. I thought Hughes was a little understated, right? Respectful, a little understated. I thought Jason Jackson was a little bit here. Did you feel it up there?
I did, absolutely. It's almost like you can underestimate me until I'm the champion, but now I'm the champion, don't dare underestimate me. And it's like, now I've got this belt, you're going to have to really pry it out my cold dead fingers to get it. I love that energy.
Do you enjoy being in the middle of them? I mean, let's talk about Hughes first, because he's the reason that so many fans are coming to the arena tomorrow. He seemed cool. I like the way he spoke. What about when they were face-to-face?
You know, just everything from Paul Hughes is calm confidence. That's what you see. Obviously, Bobby King is a veteran. He's been here before. He's been in these high-profile situations, but he's also looking across into the eyes of a prospect that very much believes that he's one of the best fighters on the planet right now.
What can King do here?
King, fortunately, we have next to you 2 experts in old man MMA, right? Well, it means we don't throw heat with the kids, right? You stay behind the jab, you make it a mature fight about the experience you have that this kid doesn't have. Mm-hmm. Don't make it explosive, don't make it a scramble, fight like a veteran. So you have 2 guys that can break that down for you.
Was that good?
Good at being old, Jimmy. I'm good at being old.
It's just, we're great at old man MMA. That's what he's going to have to do. Slow the fight down, make about his veteran experience.
We want the youngsters coming through as well. And what about the main event? I mean, it's fascinating. He's not young himself. Jackson at 33, Ramazan, the younger man, and the tension there as Dan just lifts the belt between.
You can cut it with a knife, but it's more Jason Jackson doesn't fight in a style that requires 23-year-old explosiveness or speed. He's technically very, very sound. And I think that's the key to this fight, Dan, is that he doesn't require a style that, you need to be young. He can fight great at 33, 35, 40 because he's so technical.
That's it, exactly. Technical ability, skills pay the bills, and the strategy that he'll use will allow him to use that experience, that maturity that he's got, mature as a fighter, but young as a champion as well, which I think gives him a little bit of a different energy coming into this.
Confidence and swagger as well, having got that belt.
More than I've ever seen before. I've never seen him this focused on an opponent before. He's been confident, he's been excited to be there as a champion, but this time he really feels like he's got to hold this belt.
Jimmy,
he's not fighting like he's got nothing to lose.
Exactly.
He's fighting like he has something to lose. That's different.
Do you expect him to retain, or have we got a new champion Saturday night?
That is a really tough one to call. Whoever makes a mistake in this fight is done. That's what I'll say for sure. Whoever makes a mistake is in big trouble.
That's what I'm loving about MMA.
Yeah.
It's so unpredictable. You've got to keep your attention at every second. I mean, what Savannah did the other week, etc. You just don't know, do you?
Absolutely you don't. And especially with two guys as highly skilled as this, fighting for a world title. You've got Kuramagomedov, who we know can strike. He's very loose with his kicks. He closes distance. He's a phenom when it comes to wrestling. If he puts you on the floor, you're doomed. Then you've got Jason Jackson, who can stop the takedowns. He can keep you at range on the feet, and he can pick you off with fast, accurate strikes. They can both end the fight in any different area of the game. It's all about who gets their game plan enforced tomorrow night.
Dan Hardy, Jimmy Smith, you could talk all night, and they're going to.
We will tomorrow night.
But we've got to finish. It's got to be over for now. We'll hear you tomorrow again at 5 o'clock. We've loved having you with us, and we can't wait for tomorrow night. Saturday night drama, fun, fireworks at the 3 Arena. There's Paul Big News Hughes. Is he the next real star in MMA? And will this guy, Jason Jackson, retain that gold belt? Or is it Ramazan's time to shine? Thank you for watching. Don't miss it. Saturday night from Dublin.